award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We've got a great show lined up for you for today. We are on location today, Don.
Yes, one of my favorite places.
Where are we?
We are at the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge. Yes.
Put you on the spot there, didn't it?
You used to saying Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, letting it flow out. Oh man, it's a hard habit to break.
That's why I let you say it.
Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge. And we are here with Joan Howe today, my good friend and compadre in the Junior Duck Stamp Contest. And man, we just finished the judging for this year, and I was lucky enough to be selected to help with that this year again.
Oh, cool! And
look, we had some really good art to look through, and so anyway, we got a good show lined up here, Jason. I'm with you on that.
I'm excited to learn more about this, and there's a lot of stuff here on the table, some prizes and some ribbons and some art that we get to talk about and look at. So I'm excited. I guess first of all, let's. You want to highlight a radio station before we get too far down the road?
Yeah, we're kind of in the neck of the woods of Jackson, Tennessee, and WTJS 93.1, the talk of Jackson. We are on Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. So we appreciate them as well as all of our other 23 radio partners that air Tennessee Wildcast.
Yeah, so if you're driving down the road in the mornings on Saturdays or whenever the stations air the shows, tune us in.
Exactly.
It's great to be able to tune us in on the radio. And like we've said in past shows, catch us on all the podcasting platforms. Watch us on social media if you want to look at us. I would suggest watching this show. It's got a cool backdrop.
Definitely watch this one.
And I think we'll have to do another show about this area that we're in, this facility.
I'm planning on it already.
Great.
Yeah. So I guess let's jump in and introduce yourself, Joan.
Okay, so I'm Joan Howe. I am the Refuge Ranger here at Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge, but I'm also the state coordinator for a fantastic, very unique program called the Junior Duck Stamp Program. So I thought we could just talk about what is the Junior Duck Stamp Program. Is that a good place to start?
That's a great place to start because I'm kind of new to it. I've heard about it, but I don't know it all.
Well, a lot of people haven't even heard about it, and it is a program that started about 30 years ago, but we need to start that story with the federal duck stamp.
Right.
Many duck hunters are familiar with the federal duck stamp. Here's one of them that you have to purchase to be able to go duck hunting anywhere in the country. And to get this stamp, it is a pretty prestigious art competition that they do. This stamp goes back until I believe the 1930s. And the duck stamp, by the way, is considered one of the most successful conservation programs in American history. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow.
But 98% of the duck stamp money goes into purchasing and restoring wetlands that are great for waterfowl and many other species of wildlife. So it was such a successful program and such a prestigious art contest. About 30 some odd years ago, they said, you know what? Just adults get to participate in that art competition. What if we made this contest that was just centered towards students, kindergarten through 12th grade, and we introduced them to this wonderful world of wetlands and waterfowl and have them learn all about it. And in the end, after they learn all this stuff, instead of a test or a term paper or something like that, it is an art project they can express all the things that they have learned, and so they actually will create a duck stamp. So it's just like the federal duck stamp, except this one is for kindergarten through 12th grade students.
Oh, wow.
So it is a nationwide, it's in all 50 states, but it is broken up by state. And so you have different state coordinators, and I've been the state coordinator, worked with Don a long time on this. We've been partners. So I work for the Fish and Wildlife Service, which is the main sponsor of the federal duck stamp and the Junior Duck Stamp Program. But in the state of Tennessee, we have fantastic partners. So TWRA has been one of those since the inception 27 years ago. It's been 27 years that that we have worked together. I've worked together with Don 23 of those years.
Wow.
As the state coordinator. So we have partners with TWRA. We have partners with Ducks Unlimited.
Okay.
We have the Friends group of the Refuge that's partners. We've had Bass Pro in the past as partners. We are always looking for new partners with the program. And the whole gist of an art competition with the Fish and Wildlife Service doesn't quite seem to mesh, you know. However, we are using anything we can to connect people with nature, because conservation is our game, really.
Right.
The name of everything we do is to try to connect people with nature and to feel enough emotion about it that they want to conserve and protect it. So how better to do that with art?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a program which combines science, art, and conservation in the schools. So it is cross-curricular, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know of another program that really is that combines those three things. And so it's a very unique program.
Mm-hmm.
It is free. That's a good thing, too, with all our great partners. It is free for anybody to be able to participate in this. Any student can individually participate. You can have a classroom. You can have homeschoolers. You could have 4-H'ers. You could have Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. Anybody can participate in this program, and it's totally free.
So you mentioned K through 12. So are kindergartners competing against high schoolers?
So that is a very good question, because they may think that's not very fair.
I told you he'd be asking the
Yeah, that's
questions.
great.
Yeah.
So once we, about March the 15th is when our deadline to submit entries. So once I collect up the entries, and by the way, we had 1,270 entries from all across Tennessee this year.
Awesome.
It was a good year.
Yeah.
So once we collect up all those entries, we have a judging. And the judging is done the same way, Tennessee, Kentucky, Connecticut, wherever. And we have 5 very qualified judges that come in, and they judge by grade category. So kindergarten through 3rd is one grade category, 4th through 6th grade is another, 7th through 9th grade, and then 10th through 12th grade is the 4th. So we have 4 different grade grouped categories so that kindergartners aren't competing with seniors,
Right.
you know, on there. And then from those, each of those categories, we'll have 25 winners. We have 3 first place winners. We have, and here's our first place winner.
Yeah, what's that look
Yeah,
like? We
have 3 second place winners. We have 3 third place winners and 64 honorable mentions. And so, 16 honorable mentions in each category, so it's 64 total. But anyway, we have all these prizes for these kids and what they win. But out of the first place winners, we will choose a best of show. And so this is the ribbon for the best of show. And so, matter of fact, I have the best
here's
of
a good
show
example of a
Yeah,
best of
that's
show
so,
right here.
for instance, this is one year, our best of show winner. So this means this is the top winning student waterfowl artist in the state. And so we have a hall of fame here at the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge, and all the best of show winners hang here
Very
from
impressive.
past years, from the 27 years that we've been doing this. So once we have a best of show winner, then it goes on to the national competition. So all the states will send their best of show to Washington, where they have even more. It's like a 2-day judging to do that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they will pick a national best of show winner or national winner, and that one is actually made into the Junior Duck Stamp, which is sold for $5. And all the money from the Junior Duck Stamp goes back to support the Junior Duck Stamp program and make sure this is going well in the classes, and to help with prizes and things like that.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
So I guess once you get to that national level, there's about 50 chances to win big.
But and you can go on, there is a Junior Duck Stamp website that you can go on to, and you can see these entries and they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're pretty much in the quality of the federal duck stamp entries. They're just really, really amazing pieces of art.
Besides the prestige, Joan, what else is involved with the national winner?
Oh, okay. So they do not get any prize money or prize ribbons or any of that kind of stuff. But if you win the federal duck stamp, you're pretty much going to be able to sell your artwork to anybody.
Right.
You know, you were considered one of the nation's top wildlife artists, and everybody wants your artwork, and so you kind of got it made as an artist.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. And so we have actually had junior duck stamp winners go on, and once they are past 12th grade and an adult, that we've actually had them go on and compete.
Yeah,
in the
give us an
contest.
example. Name a name.
Well, I know Isaac Schreiber, who was this year's winner. This is not his artwork, by the way.
Right.
But he plans on going on and participating in the federal contest. I believe it was. I may get this wrong. Adam Nesbitt, I believe, won the junior duck stamp and then went on and won the federal. You know, there has been a junior duck stamp winner that went on to win, not from Tennessee, but from another state, that went on to win the federal competition. So it promotes and fosters conservation. Conserving and protecting wetlands is how you're going to make more waterfowl. But it also fosters professional art in this state and in the country. And so many of our top winning junior duck stamp artists have gone on to do a more professional level artist when they've grown up. So we're very proud to help foster that. Yeah.
It's interesting to see the students come to the award ceremony, which we'll be holding in Nashville in May, toward the end of May, the 21st, as a matter of fact. So, but anyway, I always get to say a word or two to the group, you know, and I appreciate you letting me do that. And I always thank the parents for their, some parents get involved in travel baseball, some of them, travel soccer or whatever, and it's a time commitment, and you're committed to your child, and this is just another way to nurture, a talent that your student, your child might have. So I would venture to say that a lot of the kids that shined in this program might not have known that they would have had they not gotten involved in this. So that's always a great thing.
And I will say that Tennessee has one of the best award ceremonies of all the states, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
So, and that is thanks to our partners with TWRA. They always help out with the award ceremony. Then the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation provides a $1,000 scholarship to our Best of Show winner.
Yep.
TWRA takes that image and makes it into a state waterfowl stamp. So it's quite prestigious, even in Tennessee, to be able to be the Best of Show winner. So we're so grateful of our partners. Ducks Unlimited gives our Best of Show winner a framed federal duck stamp print and stamp. It's nicely framed.
Yeah, that is
and so that's
nice.
So because of our wonderful partners, we have a lot to offer these students when they do win. So that's kind of fun. And like he says, the whole end of this is this amazing award ceremony, and their artwork is put up on this huge screen, so when they walk up to receive their ribbons and prizes and plaques and things like that, they are having their artwork on the big screen. Their whole family is there. It's just the funnest thing. And so that's out of the whole year, that's the funnest day.
Yeah.
So
it is a good payoff.
Enjoy that.
I got to thinking about something. My predecessor in the job that I currently have was Dave Woodward.
Oh, yeah,
and
I remember Dave.
With Dave the first few years of the program.
Sure did.
And he loved the Junior Duck Stamp program. And I don't know if this had anything to do with it or not, but I just wanted to tell you on a personal level that Dave has begun to paint.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after he retired.
Oh, that's awesome.
He just on a lark, I think, he took an art class and
he started to
just
paint.
Oh, he's really good. He's done some really great pieces, and we commissioned him to do a little. We had a snapshot of our 2 dogs. I said, hey, see what you can do with this. And he took it, and, it's perfect. It's just great.
Like I say, fostering the artist within.
I know sometimes you never
is the way
know.
to go.
Yeah.
But we really encourage the students that are participating in this to really get more than just looking at a duck in a magazine or online or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get them outside. So we do field trips here, special junior duck stamp field trips where we teach them waterfowl identification. We go out and we see the waterfowl live, and then we come back and we practice drawing. But I know I got a message just this morning. Jennifer Leslie, she's an art teacher from Silverdale Baptist Academy, and she participated this year, and she was telling me that she took her students out to a field trip to Hawaii. State refuge that has the sandhill cranes, of course, but it also has waterfowl and everything. And so her kids felt a real connection with the art that they did after she took them out.
Neat.
And they saw that there's nothing like seeing wildlife in the wild, and seeing it. It's just that special connection. I don't care if it's a butterfly or whatever, but when you see that, it sort of opens up something inside of you, and that's the whole goal.
Yeah,
that's the whole goal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's neat that you encourage the children. I mean, they have to, the kids, to go out and learn more about the habitat and learn about the animal, so they can see those colors, the true colors, how the differences can be, and then they recreate that. It's beautiful.
Because some kids may think that all waterfowl just lives in a farm pond or a park pond.
Right.
I got ducks out here on the farm
exactly.
pond.
That's good enough. But really, our waterfowl story, it was kind of dire back in the Dust Bowl days, in the 20s and the 30s, and when we had the duck stamp, that's when things started turning around, because we started saving natural, wild, wetlands and riparian habitats, and that's when the story starts turning around. And that threat doesn't go away. All the time we are having to kind of fight for the conservation of our wild lands. And so teaching these kids to learn about that and appreciate that, to not say, okay, we got a park pond, that's good enough, but to say, what, we need to save and protect these lands. And so it fits so together with the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge, because we have 51,000 acres of conservation land along 65 miles of the Tennessee River here in West Tennessee. And so we are all about migratory birds and conserving and protecting habitats for that. And we have overwintering waterfowl that come here. And so there are sometimes hundreds of thousands of waterfowl that come and overwinter with us. And so this is the perfect location to house the junior duck stamp programs, because that's what we do. That's what we talk about. That's what we live and breathe about. And so the junior duck stamp just fits together perfectly with this place and what it's all about.
And the refuge system is so important, especially for waterfowl. They need sustenance. They need a place to rest. They need a place to recharge before the ones that do migrate back home up north.
It's just like some of the state wildlife management areas. We are actually a system of lands that are connected together, because these birds migrate. They need spots all along their migration journey. But I tell the kids, Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge, if you think about it in these terms, we're like a mega truck stop. We're like a mega truck stop. So we are not a little stopover place. We're a big one.
Kind of like a Buc-ee's?
Yeah, in the Mississippi Flyway. So exactly. We're a big Buc-ee's. So, and they like that analogy.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I always think of the refuges as stepping stones, and this would be more like a huge stepping stone, for
along
waterfowl,
the way. But there's
for sure.
there's National Wildlife Refuges and other state-owned places and Ducks Unlimited places that we all work together to try to provide these migratory birds with these places to be able to stop over. Yeah.
Well, another thought I had is they're beautiful works of art, but are they watercolors? Are they acrylic? Are they color pencil?
Good question.
What can they?
Any medium is possible, as long as it's not more than a 1/4 inch thick. There are some specific rules, though. That's a good thing to go over.
Rules are good.
They have to be 9 by 12, and it has to be landscape, not portrait. It needs the duck with natural habitat in the background. So that's part of the learning process. So you're not going to be putting an ocean-dwelling duck in the middle of a swampy, log background. You have to learn about your duck to know where the habitat is to be able to do a really good junior duck stamp piece. But I have had all kinds of entries. We have had, everything acrylic and pastel and oil. But I had a scratch art entry once that was really neat.
Wow.
I had a quilted entry once that was really cool. I mean, any kind of medium that you want to do is okay with but you don't need to sign the front of it with your name on there, and it has to be your original creation, and this is pretty important. In the art world, there's a thing called plagiarism, and that means you've taken something and you've copied somebody else's art or picture. So you cannot go on Google and just find a picture and copy that picture. You don't have permission. So you have to really look at that as a reference and be able to, you put these together with your own art creation.
Yeah.
So that we really stress that pretty important there.
And I'd imagine some of the students that are into photography might even go out and take some of their own original photos as a basis or something to pull from anyway to get their subject matter.
I have provide resources for these art teachers and things like that. Like we have a lot of photographers around this area, our biologists and all that stuff. So I actually have a CD of 800 pictures of waterfowl that I will just mail to a teacher if she wants that for reference, and she can use those as reference photos for her students. So we do try to work hard with our teachers that want to participate in the program to have the resources that they need. Yeah,
I think that's great because teachers are always looking for something new for their classrooms, and I think it'd be cool to have a whole class come together and create different works of art and submit.
So we've actually had this past year whole schools come together, which is really cool. So what we worked with was with the STEM teacher, science, technology, engineering, and math is STEM. STEM teachers work together with the art teacher, and so I actually went and worked some with the STEM teachers with the background knowledge if they needed it or whatever, and so they worked together there. But I will tell you, while speaking of background knowledge, there is a junior duck stamp curriculum that is available online at the Junior Duck Stamp website.
Okay.
It is free to download.
Wow.
There is a student book and a teacher book that is chock full of all kinds. How do you paint a duck? And it has, for instance, it has the mystery of the Labrador duck. The Labrador duck was the one species that went extinct in native North America. So why did that duck go extinct and the rest of them didn't? So they go through all the different chapters of breeding, migration, life history. Why did that duck, go extinct? And so it's a very interesting curriculum. There is also featured professional artist, featured professional scientist, featured biologist, and not ones out there like local and today, and so it's a fantastic resource for these teachers to be able to pull this together, and that's nationwide. Anybody can pull it off the website and use it.
And hopefully there are some teachers listening today or watching this podcast that will say, you know what, I've been looking for something unique for my students to paint or draw, and so that's great.
Yeah, so they can contact me. I can send it to them, or they can just pull it right off the National Junior Duck Stamp website.
What is that website? Do you know right off the top of your head? We could share. If not, we'll put it in the comments.
I don't. I think it's www.fws, like Fish and Wildlife Service.gov/junior duck stamp.
Okay.
But I'm not for sure.
Yeah, we'll get that in the comments. We'll get that down there so people can click on it.
Get them a hard link.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
You've got me curious about that duck.
Yeah.
I'll have to go
Labrador
research
duck.
that.
You have to go.
It's
It's
the first
kind
I've heard
of
of that.
The mystery.
mystery of the Labrador duck. So that's kind of a cool storyline that goes all the way through the curriculum.
Well, this is a perfect time for people to start planning for next year, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
what do you suggest for people to prepare to?
So, if anybody is interested in doing that, if you would put in the comments my contact information
Sure, we
as
can do that.
well.
Thank you.
So, they can email me or call me or whatever, and I will just send them like, here's the package, kind of a thing, and everything that I have, and work with them to get whatever they need to participate in this. The entries are always due March the 15th is the last So
Okay.
a lot of the students start this like a lot of the local schools. They started it like just before the winter break, and then they kind of did the art.
In class and in school.
and stuff, and then March the 15th was the deadline.
Okay.
So that is thing. And I will just, if anybody's local enough, we do junior duck stamp field trips right here at Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge. Those are free as well.
Worth the trip.
Worth the trip. And like I said, that's kind of a lot of fun because we've had art teachers come here. I teach them all their waterfowl identification so they know all their ducks when they're ready to go out on the refuge. I have a bunch of binoculars and spotting scopes, and we go out and we look at all this, talk about the different features, and habitat. There's totally different habitats for different ducks, and then we come back and we practice drawing. They get taxidermy mount, and they'll just get, okay, let's just practice drawing a wing, drawing a bill, drawing a whatever.
Oh, neat.
So if they're close enough and local, we would love to have them on a field trip here and do junior duck stamp. But if not, I will work my tail off to be able to make sure they have all the resources they need to be able to do this.
Yeah, that's great that's offered to be able to come here, but then also the curriculum online. That's awesome. It's at your fingertips.
Yep,
so,
exactly.
Hey, one other thing before we end up finishing today, I wanted to mention former commissioner Miss Jeanette Rudy.
Yes.
She was a big-time sponsor and
she was the
helper
main person who got this started. My former boss, John Taylor, and Jeanette Rudy were the ones that sort of linked arms and said, we got to get this going. This is a great program. We got to get it going in the state of Tennessee. And that was 27 years ago. And if it wasn't for Jeanette Rudy, this program really wouldn't have taken off like it did.
She was so proud.
She was wonderful.
She was. She really was.
I've heard a lot of good stories about her. I think I've met her one time, but
very generous lady, very conservation-minded lady, and one of the largest duck stamp collectors in the nation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. They had a wax figure of her in the Smithsonian Museum about her duck stamp.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things today. That's why we do this show.
Exactly, yeah.
To help get the word about what's going on in Tennessee and what's going on outdoors in Tennessee. And we just appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, glad you guys came by. I always love talking about junior duck stamp.
Yeah. We look forward to next time. We talk about the center and the education opportunities here and all that the refuge has to offer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning about the things that are around me right here.
Yeah.
So come back to the next show with the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge and Joan Howe, and this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's good.
We'll do it again.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you. All right, this is Tennessee Wildcast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.